Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
Choice Hotels gets you more for your money so you can maximize any road trip. Like these road trippers making waffles and eating fresh fruit in their natural habitat. The breakfast area at a Comfort Inn. I just love seeing a vacation maximized in the wild. Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
Hello, everybody. This is Tony Ruggiero here. Thanks for tuning in, downloading, and listening to The Tour Coach. We're rolling through another crazy summer right now, another crazy season. There's lots of golf, lots of guys playing, lots of camps, lots of retreats, lots of travel. You know what that means? It means lots of great content coming to you. So thank you, whether you're a golf instructor, like so many folks that reach out and listen to this podcast, or you're an aspiring golfer, somebody just loves learning about the game, loves learning about how to get better. Thanks for taking the time to listen to The Tour Coach, because we've got lots of great content coming for you, okay? And if you like The Tour Coach, you're going to love Pro Work on YouTube. I want to remind all of you, if you haven't seen it, go to Bushnell Golf on YouTube, or go to @TheDewSweeper on my YouTube channel and listen to, watch Inside the Ropes, behind the scenes with myself, Colby Touye, Mark Hackett, and a host of others. And you'll see what it's like to be a player of all different abilities, and watch how our team approach goes behind the scenes, inside the ropes, to find out exactly what the magic that your golf swing needs to pick up 10, 15, 20 yards, or lower your handicap, or get all the way out onto the PGA Tour. It's all there for you on Pro Work, just like it is here on The Tour Coach. So thanks for listening. We've got some great content coming. We've got some great discussions, some great roundtables, and some great guests coming your way this summer and this season here on The Tour Coach. And I couldn't do this Tour Coach without the following sponsors. They've been loyal to me. I'm loyal to them. I think it's one of the missing things in instruction and in our world, people that stick together, and I think that's why we've all had so much success. I've got to thank the folks at Bushnell Golf for their support and their sponsorship of this show, my teaching, as well as the Pro Work series. Vineyard Vines and the folks there, unbelievable. They keep all the dew sweepers looking good, myself as good as you can, and all of the folks at our retreats, and especially Shrixon and Cleveland Golf, Chip Holcomb, Eddie Dry, and all of the folks there. I mean, we couldn't do it without it. It's over 20 years I've been with Shrixon Cleveland Golf. I'm not going anywhere without that. Mason Prang and the folks over there in California take such good care of us. They've got the best product that you can find anywhere. So special thanks to Shrixon Cleveland Golf. And then finally, my good friend Mitch McConnell and the folks at McConnell Automotive, Buick GMC here in Mobile, and Buick GMC for sponsoring the radio and everything that we've been going on for all of these years. So we've got great sponsors, we've got great partners, and we're going to give you great content that's going to help all of you play better, enjoy the game better, or understand how to teach it and communicate it better. Sit back, get yourself a beverage, and enjoy The Tour Coach. And then when you get a chance, go check out Pro Work on my YouTube. You'll be glad you did. All right, so sitting in here, we haven't done a roundtable discussion. Jackson's going to be so mad that he went home to bed early, but we got a retreat going on down at Old Palm with Hack.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome, Hack. Everybody, we're here at Hackett Studios, and this was the first retreat that we've bought Coop to. Donald Cooper, one of my dearest friends, longtime caddy on the PGA Tour, won a major as a caddy, and hanging out. And we've got Will McFadden with us, who just turned pro out of Troy. down here working. We've got Blake Wisdom, who's about to play his last year at University of Wisconsin up there. What's up? We got Gail. Come on in, Gail. Gail, be in the podcast.
Gail Mullery's here.
Gail Muller. Gail Hackett's here. Thanks to Gail for hosting. And we got Mark Hackett, our host, as always, has the best squad and team down here at Old Palm. So I'm gonna start by turning it to you, Coop, because this was your first time and staying here this evening, kind of after the party. So this will make this even more entertaining. But two of my really good young talented. You know how much I like teaching good young talented players, and I thought it would be cool for them to have the opportunity to go out on the golf course with you and let you take them through how you see holes and practice. I want to first get your opinion of what you thought about these young guys and what you thought about the day-to-day.
That my job may not be needed in the future. They don't depend on a caddy. They don't need to. They are in touch with the game, what they do, and I was impressed by the questions they did ask.
That's good. Yeah,
because seriously, they didn't know, and it was simple. If there's grass between the club and the ball, no spin, going to hit the ground and roll. And just simple things that anybody can make a mistake with. But I was so impressed. I had a great time. It was fun. It wasn't work.
Well, the big deal, too, you were talking about mapping the course, though. How to walk the course, how to prepare the golf course during the practice round.
These days, people always talk about don't see the trouble, don't bullshit. You have to see the trouble and know where it's at. 100%. That's how you chart your route, your route. And golf is about the simplest way to get around there, in the fewest whacks. That's all we're trying to do. We don't care what it looks like. I don't care who's impressed. We care that it's a 63, and we care if it's a 75. That's what we work off of. And today I see a lot of 63s that are in their futures. I mean, really and truly.
Long bombers, hit it forever, right?
They got a good instructor. They got Tony teaching them the correct things. He works in correlation with a physical trainer that builds their body parts that are weak to make their game better. And it's just, I can go on and on how this is not just the golfer. It's a line of people that help these guys do what they do. And it's their ability to put in the hard work.
And to educate, right? Educate how to map the golf course, get preparation.
Correct. Just know every situation that you're going to come into, you got to have an answer for. You can't create an answer on Sunday at the British or the Open Championship.
And to talk about the blop of the wind and all the different.
Let's take it to. Let's start with Will, then we'll go to Blake. So Will, you've heard me talk about Coop. Both of you guys heard me over the years talk about Coop. And when I texted y'all about coming down, I said, hey, I think this is going to be good for you. Will, I'm going to start with you. I want you to tell me a little bit about what you got from working with Coop today and kind of some of the stuff you did and how – because it's a little unconventional just bringing a tour caddy in and saying, you three good players go out there and spend some time together.
But,
some people think we're trying to not work.
Let him answer.
That's right. Go ahead.
Well, I've heard so many stories of Coop throughout the years, and it was great to finally meet him and be around him. And like he just said, his job is to make the game simpler. And out there on those practice holes today, just the way that he was so certain in everything that he said just made it seem so easy. Like each shot made it seem like it was given that we were going to hit a perfect shot.
And that's why I get paid.
Right. He was just pumping us up, telling us exactly what we needed to do. And it helps a lot with commitment, being over the ball. Like, I do a lot of questioning, like, what's the wind doing? How far do I need to fly this? And Coop's just like, it's in 2. Carry it 5 yards farther. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And it just made it simple.
The 15th club.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, hey, but the talent that we got to see today is what people pay to see in golf tournaments.
You've seen, look,
the talent's there.
You were on the bag for a long, long time for Lucas Glover, won a major, and by far one of the best ball strikers ever around, right? So you've seen what it's supposed to be like, and as we talked tonight at dinner and things like, you had a front row seat to a bunch of Tiger stuff, which like that is pretty cool, right? So you've seen what really good is like, and you were impressed with what you saw out of these guys.
And I was. This ain't podcast impressed. This is truly no bullshit impressed with the way these guys go about playing golf. When I was their age, it was just, I was praying there was a tee in my bag. And I mean, these guys are dialed in like you wouldn't believe. So it's like they are putting their work into, and they deserve with the work they put in to have some good stuff happen to them.
So Blake, we're going to go to you. We've been working how long now?
I think we've been working probably 7 months.
I was going to say,
6 months?
I thought it was like 8, 9 months, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, around there.
I was impressed when you first came because, like, first thing you were like is, I know I need to change a couple things. I want you to tell me what I need to do to get really good. And you've worked your ass off doing it, and you've seen like what's been cool is like unlike some players, and you know you've had a couple qualifiers where you missed, but you sent me the scorecard, and you're like, I played my ass off. Like, hey, I'm doing a lot of good things. Tell me a little bit about what you've been working on, and talk a little bit about what you got from Coop today.
Yeah, I think the last 7 months have been super good for my golf game. I think prior to this, I would go into like prior lessons and put so much in my mind, and I think what Tony's done has been great just because it makes it so much more simpler, and I'm making my golf swing a lot more effective at the same time.
It's 2 routes
right.
to get somewhere.
Yeah, it's not like I think what people do is they show up to a range on a daily basis, and they're like, okay, what do I need to do today? And they hit one bad shot, and they need to rethink. Right. And I think that's kind of where I was before I started working with Tony, and now we're at the point where I'm showing up to the range and I know what I need to work on every day. And it's
one of the cool things is like you've been coming down to Old Palm and Hack today. I'm always proud of this as a teacher because like every time you've been down, Hack's kind of been hanging out, sitting in. And so he watched it, and I think it was the 9th fairway today. You hit a shot, and he turned right around the cart to me and said, man, that's a lot better than it used to be, right? And like, so he's seen a gazillion great golf swings. Like when a teacher says that, you know, hey, in 7-8 months, it's pretty good, isn't it, Hack?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, you should be proud.
Yeah. Thank you.
But it's been cool watching.
Start turning the corner now because you're going to be in a bigger division.
Right.
Today in the booth, I saw a gigantic step. I mean, just with a little bit of a posture. I mean, the slightest of moves with some pressure puts him in a spot where he can't go wrong. And that was amazing to see that. I loved it.
Now, what'd you get out of today with Coop? Talk about a little bit about that and the short game stuff. I know y'all did some chipping over there.
Right. I mean, I think being with Coop I'm going to kind of build off of Will's point, but I think it was super cool. I kind of have a story of we had our state amateur like 2 weeks ago, and we played a U.S. Open golf course, played Erin Hills. And I had my buddy caddy for me who's also a college golfer. And we went out there and we were trying to overanalyze every single shot, trying to like get a number down to like perfection where I needed to land it. And I think I would go up to golf shots and I would go up to golf shots and have a bunch of thoughts in my head. And I think today made me realize is that you really just need to be simple with your game. I think we were on the second hole, and you were just like, all right, you just need to hit a 210 shot into the wind.
All you need to do is just hit golf shots.
Yeah.
You don't need to change anything.
Right.
And that's, we call them pretty points in golf. You don't get them. You sign that card for how many strokes it took. It don't, who cares how it looks? You are a great golfer, and you got to believe that. If you believe it, you got the people around you that'll make it happen.
So
with your mindset.
So Will getting ready to start being a pro, or he is a pro now. What advice would you? Because you've been with guys like you were with guys when they turned pro. Obviously with Lucas forever, right? Like from what you've seen and what you've observed, what would you tell him, and what do you think he needs to work on? And this is as much for me
cut out
because we're going to be helping him.
You got to give yourself 30 seconds, maybe a minute after something you're not happy with. That's your time. You can call yourself whatever. You can cuss me, cuss the wind. I don't care who you cuss. But get over it and keep on. We can't do nothing with the past. Can't do a damn thing about it. Just look forward and never get down on yourself like, I ain't making any putts. Well, you're not going to now. You just said it, so we're fucked. I mean, do we take a month off now, or what do you want? You know what I mean? Just stay positive. Listen to these guys. Do what your physical and, all your work in the gym, because the body has to be right, and listen to these guys. And I heard sounds out there today that reminded me of Lucas. I mean, it was like they were hitting some golf shots.
There was some good.
And you could hear it, like when we were backing up to different groups, you could hear a good shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. I like that.
T and I saw you hunched over.
Yeah.
We saw you in the hunch move. Game time, man.
I love it. Hey, if you can't get into that position, what good are you?
Will, talk about turning pro. What you've played, obviously Alabama Open. What was your takeaways from it? And what are you thinking? You excited, nervous, frustrated, ready to roll?
I'm really excited. I think, last golf season in college, I struggled, and between May and now, I've made great strides, and it's really exciting to see. And the Alabama Open last week was super fun. Had a good time, made the cut, but it was definitely a different experience than anything I've ever had before. I found myself showing up to the golf course not really knowing what to do, and it was just because there was a P
kind of a wandering mind.
Yeah, there was just a P, not an A by my name. It said pro instead of amateur, and it just felt a little weird. And the whole week, everything just felt a little off. But as I got into the golf round, I was able to just play golf.
And looking back, that probably was a stroke,
right?
Easily, and a lot of nerve and tension on your body, which is going to make you tired.
It definitely felt different, and I was really glad to get that out of the way, get that first one out of the way, and play okay. Now, obviously didn't play great, but it was good to get out there and do it, which was super fun. And I'm really excited for the next few months.
Blake, you're starting your last year, because I guess this is a COVID year. Is this the COVID year?
Yeah, the extra eligibility year.
The extra eligibility year. I think I could go back.
Get another one?
Coop, me and
just
me.
Wipe it off my age.
We
turn 57.
You and I go back, join a fraternity.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. So you start in your last year, kind of similar to Will. So I think one good thing from Will is he's honest. I didn't really play great my last year, but it hadn't deterred him in how hard he's worked or getting better. What are you thinking? What are your goals for this year, and what are you trying to get better at, and so forth?
I'm just trying to make bigger strides in order to get ready to turn professional. I think what I haven't been able to do in probably the last 4 or 5 years in amateur golf is be able to win. So I'm just going to try to keep giving myself chances and hopefully get it done. So that's probably a big goal of mine. But other than that, I think prior to this past year, I kind of realized that I would go into golf rounds and get halfway, and maybe I wasn't playing great and would almost give up. But I think over time I've kind of realized that I need to really just start pushing towards the end of rounds and really trying, because you can't really give up, and especially if you're going to do it as a job. You always got to keep grinding.
The easiest thing to do is to give up.
Yeah, so I think that's the biggest thing I've learned is even if you're 2-3 over par through 12 holes, anything can change.
One thing, there was a great player. And I hate that I don't know who it was, but, this was back a little after the Featheries. Said that, when he knew he was missing, it was Hale Irwin who said this. He would learn or pick up one thing from the time he knew he wasn't going to make the cut until he finished his round that would help him win the next week. Or there was a couple times he won the next week after missing a cut. And, that's the way you got to take your attitude has to be you're a professional. Right. You cannot quit. You can't give up, because you're letting 2 people down, probably towards 20 that are rooting for you. So just keep going at it. Giving up's too easy. I've seen it happen. It's not good to watch.
Let's talk about. He said he wants to win.
He's going to win.
So you've been around a bunch of winners. Heck, you've been on the bag for him. I know you've caddied with in the same groups as him a bunch. And you obviously saw Tiger.
That was the thing about Lucas, and it's amazing. We played Sundays with the winner that wasn't in the last group so many times. It was amazing. And I do think that was from a calmness that Lucas brought to the other player on that Sunday, just making him calm. And that's my belief. But
what do you think he ought to do to learn to win more? Is it something he can learn, or does it just need to happen?
You're one bounce away from being great. You're one good, and vice versa. One bad break in golf is nothing. You're going to want to kill yourself, but it's nothing. It's one break.
Right.
And you're talking about a career. We're talking about keep on going, man. It don't matter if you hit the Billy Byrne in your first Open Championship or whatever they call it. Man, don't dwell on that. Keep going, and you guys will do fine. I'm telling you. These are some good players.
So, Hack, you've been around a gazillion talented players out here. What would you tell from your experience? You've watched Will down here 1,000 times with us, right? Been coming down, and Blake's obviously been out a lot. What advice would you give them for Blake starting his last year, which is basically building towards being where Will is right now. Next year we'll be doing the same podcast. Jackson will have cooked the burgers.
And you just got some advice though, to not press too hard and try to make it happen.
Right. So, what would you give them, and then we'll start?
The big thing is preparation. You got to put all your hard work in the beginning of the year, so you can just enjoy the moment. A lot of times they can never enjoy the moment.
That's the hard part about their job. They have to work harder during the off season
because you have a lot of free time. Because you may get an early, late, or late, early.
Yes.
So you have to find out how to manage time management.
How are you going to practice towards that?
Get the right caddy with your personality.
Yeah.
But the thing is, put the work in the gym, and just understand a couple bullet points. You need to become your own best teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Understand what your tendencies are, what to work on, a couple key drills, and still maintain your short game, touch and feel around the green. Correct. Would you agree?
Well, all the great players you've watched, Darren Clark being out there. You can go down the list, and
Lee
Westwood, all these guys, right?
The best pointer.
Yeah.
What from observing them? What did they do? And like, did you ever see great players that had like lots of stuff they're working on? I mean, we were talking about this about an LPGA player earlier. Like, they don't. The best players don't have. They're not working on lots of things.
Well, you got to have good self-talk. You got to be confident.
14
you got to believe what you're doing, and then you got to have the right team around.
Yeah.
You got to have someone you can lean on, but you got to keep notes.
And that's
I would put a journal down either through your phone or carry a little book. Just remember when you're the good times, the bad times.
Will, I know you do that. Blake, do you do that?
And then you can just
That's
refer.
why they're good, though. They've already started doing that.
Yeah, you used to do. You can now with the beautiful thing with the phones, you can record your lesson.
Learn your tendencies.
That's the big deal.
And Will, every time you buy a beer, get a receipt, write it off.
Because you got to know how to coach your deal.
And you got to shake it off. I don't think necessarily you really need a sports psychologist.
Don't tell Greg Carton that.
Hey, Greg.
Well, no. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right. No, I agree.
No, I agree. You need it for off the course and on.
Right.
But I think it'd be understand what you need to do.
I think the transition that they have to make when they're in competition on the weekend, not just at majors, just in a position to win. I think being confident is the way to deal with that. That way it don't become an obsession. You don't think about it. When you're confident in yourself, those thoughts are gone.
And you got to not be settle for mediocrity. You got to surround yourself with talented people with the same goals. Who's going to bring you up, not bring you down.
Yeah.
Have they worked with Colby?
Oh yeah,
yeah. But don't you agree? If you get the right people behind you,
you
get the right people behind you.
Oh yeah.
You got to have that.
No matter what
that phone call. Either be your parent, girlfriend, coach, but someone on and off. You have that calm voice when you're down and out. Who to bring you back to?
And I think
get you back from the, country road back to the interstate. That's
right.
And I think it's important to it's hard, but you got to go in it and say, I got 3 or 5 years to do, right? You can't go in it and say, I got to make it through Q school by the end of this fall, or I can't do it, right? Or I'm a failure, right? Because how many people
demands in golf they don't go over well,
right? How many guys are out there. Like, there's so many of them,
that are so
right?
good.
Like now, big names, like and it took them a bunch of times.
It's so behind.
Well, you need to have the resources. Like you can reach out and talk to Coop. You guys can call. Hey,
anytime.
Said you're down and out. Was like, hey, if you play this golf course or mindset, or if you're down. And
without a doubt, that is
that's a big
trick
deal.
to golf. Is when the down times come, and they're going to come. I don't care who you are, where you're at. How you handle not playing well.
Not the search.
Right.
Stay on
that
the same.
It. I'm doing fine. This is okay. Shit happens. Let's go shoot 61 and make the cut. That's how you look at it. If you go, I ain't doing this right. I ain't doing that right. Well, nobody's going to do well. I want to know their opinion on one thing. When y'all came here today, what was your goal as far as what you'd like to walk away? I mean, I got to know what I got to present to them. What do they want out of this? And, it don't have to be one thing. It just, you got to be searching look for some info and what can make you better.
I can start with that. I think that the one thing I was looking for coming into this weekend is, just to keep, the steady plan going into this year. I think I really enjoyed being on this kind of, I guess we can say 8-month plan. Now I feel like I've made tremendous strides and ball striking has gone to the roof. So I think if I'm like sticking on one plan and maybe coming in here and fixing things and making sure, maybe asking a few questions about, hey, am I on the right track to complete this plan, Yeah, right, exactly. But I think just making sure that I'm sticking to the plan and I'm doing my right things to be successful, I think that was probably the main goal, and just to get confirmation on that.
Is Tony walking behind him and putting his finger on his left shoulder?
But I agree with like a whiteboard or a Post-it or something you can see every day.
Yeah.
Just in your car, your
a
console.
Message.
You can just take an index card, put a couple. Here's my goal for the week. I'm working on this, and that.
You remember when Sergio won the Masters?
Yep.
He kissed me on the cheek in the TPC Saga.
Well, no, just put it every day. You look at something every day.
Remember, he gave credit to Angela. I believe that's his wife's name, right? That she had put all these sticky notes of positive messages on his wall that week, and how he kept reading it, and how important that was. And I'll never forget when that article came out. He's
impressed me from day one.
Yeah, well, you can get down if you watch TV.
Oh, yes.
When you look at
he strikes.
You can get so stressed out, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but have positive around you.
I watched him as an amateur.
Did you?
He was there for a week, and I caddied for his dad, Victor. Hello, Victor. Amazing man. But he was a child. And jumping around just like he did that jump. He was doing that all around Augusta.
Was he on his big wheel?
No, he was a little older than that. But, I mean, Serge had to be probably 17, 18. And I thought to myself, this kid could win the Masters. I mean, he was just that electric. And these kids right here in front of us are
the electric company.
Have the same. Well, they're not the power company. They're not going to take your money for your power bill. They are damn good.
What, Will? Coop's question: what'd you hope to come?
I mean, like you said, I've been down here. I've been down here a bunch of times and been around a bunch of good players down here, and then at other places, being around Lucas before. And I love coming down here because I can just sit and listen to people talk. Like I can listen.
It's a different environment, though.
Yeah, like
some people don't like it. Some people think you're supposed to be because some people think you got to be watching them hit balls every minute, every ball for an hour or 2 hours. Yeah. But we don't do that. We don't give a shit.
I've never left one of these trips thinking like I didn't learn anything, because I'm always trying to listen to what other people are doing. But for me individually, I was just looking for some reassurance. Like I said, I was struggling 6 months ago, and I feel like it started to turn around, and just looking for some reassurance to tell me that I'm still doing the right thing and that I can keep doing what I'm doing and keep getting better. That was the main thing.
So we're putting this on the podcast, so it's for real going to happen. But Will's first Korn Ferry PGA Tour event, you're taking the bag.
I got the bag. This right shoulder's got it on it. I'll get it tattooed on here.
He's already stretching. You're working the bands. You're working the bands. He's working.
That time off, I'm ready to go.
You ready? You ready?
I'm ready to go.
Bringing him back.
All
right, so let's
fish are ready for you.
Now we're going to wrap this thing up with the guy who's kind of operated behind the scenes all day.
Yep.
All right, and at dinner.
Seen everything.
But he's seen it all.
Everything.
Big Al. Let's give Big Al the mic. Give Big Al. So Big Al we played college golf together at St. Mary's. So along with Emilio Gonzalez and
way before Emilio,
and obviously been one of my best friends forever. And he just came out this week to hang out. We're going to make him do a little work with Aaron tomorrow to get moving, and we're going to get him and watch him hit some balls. And Hack, you've got to help him with the chipping. But so Big Al, like you've known me forever.
He's in charge of litigation.
He's also the Dew Sweeper LLC. What do they call the chief lawyer?
General counsel, but I'm actually not your general counsel. But
no, he's going to be. See how he went legal there? All of a sudden, he wanted a disclaimer.
I'll be anything you want me to be, but that.
What'd you think today? First time hanging out with us. First time you've seen me teach in a while. What'd you think? This will be probably the most intelligent thing.
This will likely be the part that's cut from the podcast, is my guess. That's why we went last. We're already done, so nobody will hear this part. But I think the thing that was most impressive or made the biggest impression on me was just the difference in the teaching style than what we've had over the years, and maybe you might be even doing something different than even other people are doing. But I just think back of the way we used to be. We were taught 30 years ago. You get a lesson like, hey, take it back a little more inside. You do that, you hit like 7 balls that way, and then they kind of figure out like, oh, well, you know what, do this. It's kind of tweaks with your swing. And I thought it was when I was watching mostly the full swing part, so I know Coop took them out. And by the way, really impressive group of people. You have very good golfers all along the way, but the part I was watching was the full swing. But so different was that, and I know that we now have where we look at videos and so, but even when I've done that, it's like, okay, we'll swing and we'll watch a few videos and we'll compare when you've done one to the other. But what I saw today was really different, and I've kind of started to pick this up, that this is kind of the trend that's working towards.
And it's broken down so slow that it's amazing.
Yeah, it is, and you can stop all parts of the videos and they match up with one shot to the next. And you can match them really well. But the thing that was most impressive was really that when you saw a swing, you would look at the video and you would tell them, instead of saying take it back inside, you would talk about the body movement, and then you would work, and Aaron would work on the body movements. And the golfer wouldn't hit a ball for 5 more minutes. They're in there working to feel what it felt like to make the right move. And then eventually they would start hitting it, and then you could compare the different swings. But it was, we had people doing full swings, and they didn't hit that many balls for you to figure out what was going on. It's getting the feel of the shot the way we never looked at before. And I thought it was impressive. You have a bunch of young, really, really good golfers that were here, but one of the golfers you had here is not quite our age, maybe he's our age, but more experienced. And he stopped, and I don't remember the question he asked exactly, and he said, no, I'm really serious. I've been taking lessons for years and years and years. Why have you shown me something within 5 minutes that I felt a part of my body that I'd never felt before? How did you do that in the lesson? And that's the difference, really. It's the body movement. Nobody's asking or answering anything. I'm just talking along, and we're going to cut all this, I'm sure.
No,
but really,
you're the general counsel. You got to defend us anyway.
I'm not the general counsel.
We will at one point need you to get us out of prison. So keep talking.
I'm a civil lawyer, not a criminal lawyer, Coop. I would just advise you not to get in trouble that way.
We'll save you some money. I can
find you a good criminal lawyer. But it's really, and Tony, I tell you, it really was. And I just sat there just in awe, just watching partly really good golfers swinging. And I'd watch a shot and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. And then you would start slicing and dicing. And it's like, oh, wait, they did have a little bit of that. That they were pulling out a little bit, or they were doing this little thing. When you get to this level, it's so small. But the other part is you weren't giving them like 7 different things to work on. It was really a body movement mostly that you were trying to get. So that's a very long answer to your very short question.
I mean, I think you agree most. I mean, we come at things from different directions at times, which is why I really enjoy coaching with him, is because I think I get sometimes probably too pivot oriented, and like just because it works for me, and turn and then
as far as the middle of
right,
the body,
you know, and just turn your body. And sometimes like I think I almost not on mistake, but like I just overlook something that probably be pretty obvious, and he comes at it way different sometimes, and you walk in and you just go, oh, hell, you know, do this, right? And then you're like, well, what the hell? Why did I not?
A golf teacher growing up, if you took a lesson, if the ball went left, he'd say, you took it a little inside, didn't you? Right. And I'm like, well, I don't really know, but I get, yeah. And, you know, you'd cut one and he'd go, a little across that one, huh? I guess, you know. So you were your teacher telling him what you did wrong. It was like, what the hell? But today, I mean, it's an art.
It is, and I think the first part was the video, that you could always watch it. But the teachers were still teaching the way they taught before, even though they could look at it on video and slow it down. They'd still say the same things, like, yeah, you came across that one a little bit. Don't do it next time. Right. But they weren't telling. And then, and also, and a lot of people will be like, what's in the setup? And I get that part too. But I think what I saw today is it's before the setup.
Way before that.
It's the body movements and the motion and the strengths to be able to make the shot.
Stability,
yeah.
Well, the recovery from injury and being, more balanced. You can do a lot of stuff. You brought it best, talk about the Open with Koepka.
Yeah.
He
walked out.
Walked out. But,
you've seen him. He walks out. He hits like 10 balls.
Make it a big deal is going to be a big deal.
Remember back in the day you had to do it to warm up, but now they know they can get their body warmed up.
I used to watch Carlos Franco, his warm up at
couple cigarettes
at San Diego was he would walk to the 10th tee. That was his warm up, and I'm like, who does that? Carlos Franco. I mean, whatever it takes, do it. And seriously, just believe. If you believe this is what it's going to take, and you stick to it, it'll happen.
All right. Last thing before we close this out, give us one good caddy. Who is your favorite person to always?
Fluff. I didn't even let you finish. It's Fluff. I love you, Fluff. Miss you, brother.
He's the best.
Oh, he's the best. Always a helping hand.
You throwing my boy HD under the bus?
Love HD, but Fluffy's a little older. You got to give the. I'm up there too in age, so let's give it to the older guys.
Buff good, baby.
He is the best.
He's the best.
Yes, sir.
Still going strong.
Better than me.
Good player.
Better than I.
People don't realize he's a
Fluff,
good
player. He knows where his golf ball's going. Not how far, but he knows where it's going.
You can't see it. Well, the older you get, the further you hit it.
Guys, thanks. Coop, thanks for hanging with us. I think we'll do one of these again tomorrow night, have you on multiple times. Hack, thanks for everything.
Appreciate you.
Blake, Will, we're going to have us a good year. Big Al, thanks for coming down.
Appreciate it.
And we're not going to edit Big Al's parts out. He was too good.
We'll see you in the fairway.
I hope you enjoyed this edition of The Tour Coach and this conversation that we brought to you about playing, learning, and teaching the game of golf. We'll be back next week with another edition of The Tour Coach. In between now and next week, make sure you follow us on our social channels. You can always find me at The Dew Sweeper on Instagram, or go to our YouTube page where you'll see a scene and a video from my teachings daily on our YouTube channel. You can find that by looking up Tony Ruggiero and the Dew Sweepers on YouTube. Until then, make sure you follow and check out Everything Tour Coach and all our sponsors, Srixon Cleveland Golf, Bushnell, Vineyard Vines, and Buick GMC. I'll be back next week to help all of us appreciate, learn, and enjoy the game of golf.